Let me tell you a story about the night I took the wheel from a driver who was falling asleep on the wheel while I couldn't even drive yet. I had literally just started learning how to drive. I ordered a ride late one night. Then somewhere on the express, I noticed that the driver's speed kept changing. It would go fast and then slow at some point, Then I just looked at him. Something just dawned on me to look at him, and then I noticed that the driver was dozing off on the steering with me sitting right beside him. I have this habit of sitting in the front seat, not at the back. So I noticed that this driver was dozing off, and I started panicking, but I didn't let him know that I noticed it immediately. I wasn't even a driver yet at the time. I was literally still learning. I had just started learning how to drive, so I couldn't just sit there and watch that nightmare happened to me. So as a yabba that I am, I started engaging him, yabbing, talking. I was pretty much just saying anything that came to mind. I was just saying anything. I kept engaging him, talking, and then bring up random stories. And I asked him about his experience being a driver, and he was telling me stories. But I noticed that it wasn't exactly working, because the entire time it seemed like he was literally struggling to talk to me. Like the whole time it felt like I was just disturbing somebody that was struggling so hard not to sleep. Anyway, I kept going, doing anything I could just to keep him engaged, just to keep his eyes open, and I needed to get home safe. Then when we got somewhere close and safe, I asked him straight up if it was okay for me to drive. He asked me if I knew how to drive. I said yes, and guess what? He did not even hesitate. He allowed me take the steering, and I drove us to the front of my gate. 2 hours later, after I had parked, I had gone into the house, done everything that I needed to do. 2 hours later, I came out to peep. I saw that this man was still parked there sleeping. But one thing was certain: I was safe and he was safe. Then recently I saw a video on Instagram where it was a public transport. That was a different scenario. It was a public transport, and this person sitting in the same space where I sat beside the driver was filming the driver dozing off on steering. You can literally tell that driver was struggling so hard to keep his eyes open. But guess what? Instead of the people inside the car to engage the driver or do whatever it is that they could to keep his eyes open, or maybe take the steering if they could, guess what? They decided to film. And what happened? They got into a very bad accident. Surprisingly, nobody died, but they got really hurt. Looking back at it, the same event had the same warning signs, but 2 different outcomes. Why? Because the people involved decided to take a different approach. That particular incident taught me one thing: that driving is not a skill for people that own cars only. It's a survival skill that I believe that every single person should have. Same thing as swimming, a necessity. Knowing how to drive is a necessity. It's a life skill, because you never know when somebody that is responsible for getting you home safe needs you to step in and save your own life and the life of many other people around you. Anyway, this is getting a little too long. Quick something for you to think about. Has there ever been a moment in your life or a time in your life where you had to step into a situation where you were not exactly ready for or prepared for? Maybe you had a last minute impromptu presentation that you had to step into, or you needed to do something to get yourself out of a very crazy situation because your life and the life of many other people depended on it.